All right, what's up, YouTube? I just wanted to make this video because I struggled a lot with trying to use my wheel on CarX, and I'd figure I'd make a video to help everybody out, especially beginners like myself. I mean, I just started playing CarX not too long ago. I have played other games like Assetto Corsa and Forza and stuff on PC, and I only have a G920 with the shifter and the pedals. So I don't have a big fancy sim setup or whatever, and just regular guy that just likes to drift on some games. And I just wanted to share some settings with you guys. So first things first, if you have a Logitech G920, you're gonna go to your settings on your computer, and I just created like a profile for CarX, and these are the settings that I run. I run it at 50 sensitivity, 900. If you don't feel comfortable with the 900, I would say dropping this down to 540 will help you guys out. That's what I used to play games at. On CarX, honestly, I feel more comfortable drifting it at 900. It just felt more comfortable. I suggest you guys try to just get used to it. But like I said, if it's too much and you're spinning out too much or whatever, then you could drop it to 540. And make sure when you change your steering wheel angle in Logitech, you change it the same in game so that they're both set up. So my centering spring strength, I don't turn this on while I'm playing the game. I leave it unchecked. And then for my pedals, this made a huge difference. I was running it at 100, and I run it at 100 on every game, but it was like way too much for the game. I don't know why. It just wasn't very accurate. And as soon as I turned it down to 50, it became much smoother. So I would suggest you change all these to 50. That way you get a little bit of smoother experience. If you don't like these settings, by the way, you can always change them. You have free will. Do as you please. But these are just my settings. This is what helped me start drifting on CarX, because I was trying to drift when it first came, or when I first started playing it recently, and it was like impossible. It just spin out constantly, and it was like just unplayable. And I searched up so many settings, and none of them would work for me. But yesterday I sat here and I just tried to mess with all the settings that I could, and I finally got it to where it's pretty fucking drivable. So now we'll go to the game. We're gonna go to, I'll go over some drift settings on the actual cars, like in the dyno stand. But for right now, we're gonna go to settings. You go to your controls and advanced settings, I believe it is. So these are the settings that I use. I use my gearbox on manual because I do have the shifter. I don't use a clutch in the game. I don't recommend using a clutch in the game. It makes it way harder. If you want to have a decent experience on this game, manual gearbox, automatic clutch. Best thing to do. You just worry about shifting. It still feels like you're shifting. I still have the clutch. Like, I still have the clutch pedals. And I still use it, but I don't need it to shift. So I still use my clutch, but I can still shift the car normally without it. Ignition type simplified. Control scheme is obviously steering wheel. My rotation angle, like I said, is 900, same as in the Logitech setup. My force feedback, this I played around with a crap load. I tried 60, I tried 45. A lot of people were saying to run 45 on Logitech. It was crap. It didn't feel like I was doing anything. 60 was terrible. I went up to 70 and then 80, and then now I stopped it at 85. I think 1.0 was way too much. And like the lower I got, the more better it felt. Like, it still feels pretty sturdy. But I don't know, it's just more controllable. Like, it doesn't feel like it's too light to throw around, and it also doesn't feel like it's gonna break my wrist. So it feels pretty good there. So I would say like 70 to 80, play around with that, see what you like, and let me know what you guys think. Steering assist off. When you turn it on, you literally won't be able to steer. It's so weird. I tried steering it, and then this is the thing that helped me the most is I put preset to beginner. I used to have it on custom, and I was like, running similar settings to this, but I was just messing around with all this stuff. But I switched to beginner just to see, whatever, see what it would change and stuff. And it felt a million times better. Like whatever settings that I had on for the custom settings that I copied off of somebody else, like was just not working. And once I switched to beginner, it made my experience so much better, so much easier. So that was the biggest thing for me is this and the pedals. So yeah, and then wheel settings. You can go into here and calibrate your wheel. I'm on PC. For console, I'm sorry, I don't know what the buttons are. I mean, so it's a triangle on controller. So you hit triangle, and then you're gonna hit start calibration. I'm not gonna do it right now, but you basically hit start calibration. You turn this all the way to the left, turn this all the way to the right, and you calibrate your wheel. So I've already done it, and I like where it's at right now, so I'm not gonna save this. What else? Yeah, everything else I did. You can adjust your accelerator. One thing that helped for me, I don't have a handbrake, so I literally put my brake pedal as the handbrake, and it helps me. I mean, I don't necessarily need to brake all that much. It just feels a lot better. What else? All these settings are pretty much personal preference. So now we'll go over some of the car settings that I use. I go to dyno stand, and one thing that really helped me was the Ackerman angle. Put it at 0%. A lot of people have their own opinions on it, but I used to run like 47 or 100 on controller, and then as soon as I turned it down to 0, it helped me a lot. So 0, 100 doesn't really make a difference. I'll just put either or, but I would just say run it at 0. If you run 0 Ackerman on controller, you literally like can't spin out. It's like impossible to spin out. It's so easy. Put your max steering angle all the way up as well. So I always max this out. My toe, I always put it at -1. That's just my personal preference. And my camber, I just like the way how the car looks and sits like that. It will do some stuff to it, but just play around with those settings. All the caster and the kingpin angle, I don't really mess with all too much. I haven't really figured all that out yet. I do put a little bit of camber in the rear. That helped me. Because when I first built the car, I believe it had positive camber on it, and it just felt really weird. So -1 toe, max angle, 0%, Ackerman, camber, mess around with it as you like. Same thing with the wheels. The wheels, the tires are personal preference as well. You can, put 20s, 21s. You could put thicker tires in the rear, put the same size tire. You could do a square setup, whatever. You can put your tire pressure in the rear lower. Just depending on the car, you'll realize what you need. If you're spinning out and your front is just gripping up like way too much, then you need more tire pressure in the rear, so you would lower this to 190. You can also mess with your tire grip if you feel like your car is not fast enough, or if your car is gripping up too much, turn down your tire grip. I wouldn't really mess with the tire grip more. I would mess with more of the tire width and the pressure. I would just leave your tire grip at 100. Other people have their own personal preference. Like I said in this video, this is just for what works for me. I'm not a fucking pro drifter or anything like that, so do as you please. But these are my settings that helped me. My wheelbase width, I put it to 10 just because it looks a lot nicer on the car. That was just some personal preference, and it worked for me. My brakes, I leave my ABS on some cars depending on the feel. Every car is a little bit different. There's some cars that are just absolutely undrivable, and there's some cars that are pretty good. So right now I'm running the S650 Mustang, and it drives freaking amazing. I love it. Another thing that helped was turning down my torque. If you have too much torque on your car, you're just gonna spin out all the time. It's just gonna grip up in the rear, and you're just gonna spin out. So I turned down my torque all the way down, and I used to have my power level at like 1200 horsepower on controller, and it was like, you know, whatever. It didn't matter what power level I had it as, and it was perfect. Like I could run it at 1000, I could run it at 400, and I could just sit on my freaking trigger and turn the wheel, and I'll be fine, right? But that's not the case with the pedals and the wheel. It feels so much more realistic. So I turned it down to 600. I would say 400 to 650, stay in that range. You don't need anything. You don't need a 1000 horsepower or whatever. Like around this range right here, from 400 to 600, 650-ish, you'll be fine. That's what I played around with. You can also turn your rev limiter up if you want to. I had it at 8500 before, and I adjusted it to 8000 because that's just what felt better for me. I put a little bit of boost in it just to hit that 600 horsepower mark. I have to find it again. Yeah, just to keep it at 600, just so I have like a I don't know. I'm like OCD, so I like my stuff at like 600 or 675 or 650. Like I don't like it at like 691. Like what the hell? Or 591. It's very weird for me. But anyways, so then my final drive, I reset this the other day because it felt really weird. I was trying to mess around with it. I played Forza and Assetto Corsa before, and I would mess with the gearing all the time to make my second gear longer, make it shorter, or my third gear longer so I can get into third gear and just stay in third gear while I'm driving and stuff. But for me in this game, I stopped messing with it or whatever. I feel like it was making it worse. As soon as I reset it, it was fine. So I just left it as is. Like I said, that's personal preference as well. If you want to have like a longer gear, then you put your gear ratio up and stuff like that, so on and so forth. But for the most part, what I want you to get out of the tuning is your accurate angle at 0 on wheel, and you want that max degree of steering angle. Everything else is basically personal preference. I'll leave this as is. And reset myself. I'll show you a little bit of driving. I'm not steering a crap load. I'm just letting the steering wheel do its thing. Hopefully you guys can see it. Let me maybe turn this down a little bit. But for the most part, I use my clutch to engage the drift, and then just from there, I just let the wheel do its thing and turn it, you know, if I want to turn, let the car slide. I'm not sitting on my gas like this, like you do on controller, because then that happens. You know what I mean? On controller, you're allowed to do that. I don't know why or whatever, but it feels way different on here. Like when I was on controller and I was driving, I would max out my throttle and it'd be going like 30 miles an hour. But on here, like I can hit like 60 miles an hour in second gear. It's crazy. So it's way different, but I just let the steering wheel do its thing, you know what I mean? And I just watch the car. If I see the car like turning too much, I'll give it a little bit more gas, you know what I mean? Or I'll help the steering wheel stay turned. I'm not really sure how to explain it. I don't know. It's more so a feel, but honestly, this feels great. It doesn't feel like I'm fighting the steering wheel. It feels like the steering wheel is very natural. It feels like I'm actually driving a car, and it doesn't feel bad at all. The only thing I will say is on steering wheel, one thing I've noticed is like you can't have too much angle, like it'll just spin out. Like I can't constantly sit sideways. If I constantly sit sideways, I'll just spin out. But I guess with time it'll help. But it just takes practice, honestly. I'm not even the best. I literally started playing this game yesterday, so I'm not sitting here saying I'm a pro or anything. I literally have beginner settings on and pretty basic tuning stats. So yeah, just play around with the game. You'll see how it feels. I really like this car, so I've been sticking with it. I tried to go to his Corvette, and the Corvette I just couldn't drive it or whatever. It was just way too much. I fucking hit these guys. But I have my brake. That's my e-brake, so my e-brake helps me transition. If you see on the bottom right, where I have the sticks here, you can see how much gas I'm giving and stuff like that. So just pay attention to that. I'm not gonna sit here and drive around forever. I'll just try to do like one more lap or something. I'm just letting the steering wheel do its thing. If I'm oversteering or whatever, I'm not giving it too much gas. I just let go of the gas. You just want to let the car do its thing. And I'm not perfect either, you know, like I'm inside, like I'm spinning out, you know what I mean? I'm not the best driver either, so it takes some time. A lot of these controller players or whatever that you play with are gonna be like freaking perfect, getting perfect angle and stuff like that, so don't get discouraged. Just keep trying to drift, you know. Sometimes I like to clutch kick, so I'll hit my clutch to engage a drift, you know. Some people like to use their e-brake, you know, you can e-brake. But I just started using the e-brake on the brake, so it's been a little bit more difficult for me. I'm used to clutch kicking just because I would do that a lot on Assetto Corsa. Because Assetto Corsa I was using clutch. Yeah, this game is it's pretty fun though. Like now that I've finally got some settings where I'm actually like drifting and not like having a terrible time. I know I'm off-road right now, but you know, whatever. I'm still having fun. I usually like let off the gas whenever I'm transitioning, so I don't like, let's say I stay on the gas right now. Oh, I mean that worked, but majority of the time if you stay like on the gas while you're transitioning, like you'll just spin out. That's pretty good right there, I guess. Yeah, just play around with the game, play around with the settings, see if those settings that I gave you will help you out. If they do, great. Give the video a thumbs up. I just wanted to put this video out there because I was struggling a lot with trying to play with on wheel and having a Logitech G920 or a G29, whatever they're called. I just wanted to make a video to help other people out. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think again in the comments. I'm not sure if I'll put out any more CarX content. I'm not really a CarX guy or like race video content creator. But let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys later. Peace.